So what we're going to talk about now is leaky gut. So what is leaky gut? Leaky gut is known as intestinal permeability. So if you take your fingers and you stick them all together side by side, you got your 8 fingers and your 2 thumbs all stuck together. And think of that as the lining of your gut. So they're nice and tight, compact together. If they open up at all, molecules can pass through and end up in your bloodstream. Okay? So what happens when you've got leaky gut is it opens up and molecules pass in. Now that can be food, it can be bacteria, it can be parasites, it can be toxins. But it ends up in your bloodstream and it shouldn't be in your bloodstream. So your immune system is going to flag it up. It's going to say, whoa, this shouldn't be here. And then that's going to just kick something off. That flag's waving and your immune system, your inflammatory response is going to turn on. Now different substances can create different symptoms. But if you find that there's a protein that ends up in there that shouldn't be there, the body starts to think that it's a foreign invader and it's trying to take over. Okay? Now that could be as simple as a protein that's found in an egg or a protein that's found in gluten. And what happens is every time you eat that food, the body sees that food coming in. Now it might not end up in your bloodstream, but once that food comes in, the body's already tagged it as being a foreign invader, and it's going to set off a cascade of symptoms. Now, symptoms can be stinky gas, painful bloating, like diarrhea, constipation. There's loads of different symptoms that go with it. It's all individual, but it's just that every time you eat that food, your body's going to flag it up and say, don't eat that. This is causing a problem. This is a foreign invader trying to take over. But it's not a foreign invader trying to take over. It's just the lining of your gut got weak and it passed into your bloodstream. So what can cause it? So chronic inflammation. So this can be from eating aggravated foods. So let's say you take a bucket and you keep on throwing your food into it, keep on throwing the food into it. You can be fine. That bucket's going to keep on loading up, loading up, loading up. But when that bucket reaches a point where it's full, that's when you're going to see your symptoms. Now you might be fine up until you're 28, 30, 35, 40. And then what happens is your body just reaches a level and it's like, no, don't be eating that anymore. So it could be gluten, sugar, eggs. We're going to talk about an elimination diet to help with that, but it's chronic inflammation from a food that you're being exposed to day in and day out that your body sees as a foreign invader. Your gut also plays a role here. So your gut bacteria, your good, your bad bacteria is going to play a role. So dysbiosis is going to be the overgrowth of your bad bacteria as such. So with your gut, there's a whole lesson on that, but with your gut, you want to promote your good bacteria. So that means eating a diet that's low in sugar, eating a diet that's high in fiber, and eating a diet that has fermented foods in it. Okay, this is going to help with your gut health. It's going to help with your mood, energy, breaking down of food. Then if you're living in a stressful environment, this can have really negative consequences on your digestive system. Okay, and if you've got negative consequences in your digestive system, it can lead to leaky gut. So the gut lining can be weakened through your food choices, stress, antibiotics, or food additives. So with these extra substances in your bloodstream, your body's got to work harder to clean that up. So your liver's got to work harder. Your liver is what's going to clean that up, and it's got to work harder. So the more work that's going to your liver, the harder it's got to work. You're looking to reduce the amount of work in the body. If the liver becomes overburdened, it can lead to more inflammation and an immune reaction in the body. So symptoms of leaky gut, so chronic diarrhea, constipation, stinky gas, like silent and violent, and bloating with pain, just bloating that you can't control. So nutritional deficiencies, if you're low in nutrients, that can be another cause of it, or symptom, because your body's not absorbing the nutrients. Okay, because if you've got chronic diarrhea, your body's just literally hitting the emergency exit each time and food is just going straight through your system. Okay, so you're not getting enough nutrients. Your immune system isn't functioning optimally because it's on high alert, and plus you mightn't be getting enough nutrients. Headaches, brain fog, memory loss. If you're excessively tired, if your skin's inflamed, so skin rashes, eczema, acne, rosacea. If you're craving carbs all the time, sugars, if you've got any pain in the joints, so arthritis, anything like that, autoimmune diseases such as rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, celiac disease, Crohn's disease. Your leaky gut is going to affect your brain as well. So depression, anxiety, ADD, ADHD. So the brain and the gut are all linked. So the better your gut's functioning, the better your brain's going to function. Again, it's going to be in the gut lesson. So how can you test if you have a leaky gut? So lipopolysaccharides, this is a stimulator of your immune system. It's usually found within the outer membrane of a cell, and it's used to protect bacteria from being broken down. If for any reason LPS is found in your bloodstream, it's a sign that there's inflammation and tissue damage going on in your digestive system, in your gut, okay? So LPS should not be found in your bloodstream. If you do a test and it's found in your bloodstream, it means there's inflammation and tissue damage going on, okay? And this is going to be a sign that inflammation, leaky gut, is present. So how can you heal leaky gut? Ideally, you want to heal the lining of your gut, okay? Now that can be glutamine, omega-3s, probiotics. You want to ensure you got friendly bacteria, that your friendly bacteria are in high amounts in your gut. So again, that's eating fermentable foods, probiotics, fibers, and sugar. Low sugar diet. So sugar feeds are unwanted bacteria in high amounts. Okay, so we want all the strains of bacteria in our gut, but we want to control the amounts of which are what. So with the bad bacteria, as it's called, it's not that it's necessarily bad bacteria. Like we all have E. coli in our gut, but it's the levels at which, the amounts of which we have it. So we want to make sure that we've got lower levels. So if you're eating a diet that's high in sugar, low in fiber, and low in fermentable foods, your poor bacteria are going to thrive because that's the environment they like. They like high sugar. They don't want fiber, and they don't want different strains of bacteria coming into the gut. So that's why you want to make sure your diet is low in sugar, so you're not going to feed the unfriendly bacteria. It's high in fiber because fiber fuels friendly bacteria. And that you always want to be introducing different strains of bacteria into the digestive tract. So that's going to be your fermentable foods. So your sauerkraut, your kimchi, your kombucha, your kefir, yogurts, different strains of yogurts. Okay, so you're always looking to help promote the health of your gut. And stop eating foods that can weaken your gut. And also we're going to talk about an elimination diet. There's certain foods that can aggravate the body easier than others, and you're looking to control that. That's how you're going to see what foods are aggravating your gut. Reduce inflammation in the body. So use foods that are going to support the body by reducing inflammation. So your omega-3s. Support your liver. Support digestion. So chew your food. Make sure you're salivating. Sit and eat in a relaxed environment. Don't drink too much when you're eating. So again, digestion lesson, you can follow that one. Rest your digestive system. Fasting is an amazing way to heal your digestive system and reduce any of those symptoms. So it can be intermittent fasting, a 24-hour fast, once, twice a month. Depends on what works for you. And reduce stress, and you can do this by deep belly breathing. So stress is hugely linked to leaky gut. So try and control that stress, and you're going to reduce your leaky gut. So to ensure you're eating probiotic foods daily and prebiotics. So prebiotics are the fiber that feed your good bacteria. Heal it, which I just said, with oily fish. There's also a Dr. Guru drink, which we'll talk about, and that's going to have the ingredients to help decrease inflammation. Ensure you're eating the minimum amount of protein to maintain health. So females, example, should be eating 1.2 to 1.4 grams of protein per kilo of body weight just to maintain health. If you're not eating enough protein, you're going to be low in amino acids and your body isn't going to recover like it should. And eat foods that contain glutamine. It's an amino acid that helps to heal the gut, keeps those junctions tight. So remember, I asked you to put your fingers together. Glutamine helps keep those junctions tight. You can take a supplement. It's best to take it 10 minutes before you eat so that you close up those tight junctions, and then food just passes straight through where it needs to go. Glutamine is really high in cabbage, so cabbage, sauerkraut, anything like that is a really good source of glutamine. So try and take it 10 minutes before you eat, and then if you can, take it last thing at night before you go to bed. It's just to help heal the gut while you're sleeping. And it should be done in a high amount of maybe 5 grams for like 3 weeks for a short period. So we're going to talk about reactive oxygen species. So one cause of inflammation in the body is a buildup of ROS, so reactive oxygen species. So it's a free radical, and this free radical can damage and attack cells. So if any cells get damaged, your immune system is going to turn on, inflammation is going to turn on. So you're looking to increase your consumption of antioxidants and decrease your consumption of processed foods to prevent this damage. Now, I'm not saying go out and buy a whack of vitamin C and vitamin E. I want you to take it in with your food. So cruciferous vegetables, so like your broccoli, your kale, your cabbage, these guys, and broccoli sprouts especially, contain a compound called sulforaphane. And sulforaphane is a really strong antioxidant that helps to combat reactive oxygen species. So try and make sure that you are eating kale, broccoli, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, bok choy. Try and make sure you're eating that every day. For a food to be a medicine, you need to eat it at least 5 times a week. Broccoli sprouts, so you literally seeds, sprout them. They're the best source of sulforaphane, highest concentration. If you want to give your free radicals a bit of a kick in the butt, start sprouting your own broccoli. Okay, lectins. This has been a bit of a hot topic. So the book by Stephen Gundry, Plant Paradox, he's talking all about lectins, okay, and how it can cause inflammation in your digestive system. So sources of lectins are going to be your beans, your peas, your lentils, your peanuts, your squats, your nightshades, vegetable, like nightshades, peppers, tomatoes, corn, and any animal foods that have been fed corn will contain high amounts of lectins, and the body is unable to break them down, and it's going to link to inflammation. Okay, they're an anti-nutrient, and they can block the absorption of certain nutrients in the body. And if you're lacking the enzyme to break these lectins down, it's going to lead to digestive issues. It's kind of a hot topic, it's kind of a different topic, but it's just to be aware. So if you find that when you eat beans, peas, lentils, peanuts, squash, nightshades, you're getting a lot more like bloating, gas, pain, then it could be something to do with lectins.